Right, so today we are at IFA, or IFA, in Berlin. Here's the mess of Berlin behind me, and I'm gonna go in and check it out. It is the world's largest consumer electronics exhibition, and we've got DJI in here. So we're gonna go in, check out the DJI stand, and see what it looks like.
So this is quite a special IFA because it is the 100th IFA ever. So you walk into this building and it's massive, it's huge, it's got tech, out of this world holograms, and you're absolutely blown away by what you see. Everywhere you look, there's old tech, there's new tech, there's sentimental tech. It's a place for people who are tech crazy. Flying cars. You've got robot dogs. In fact, this one was pretty scary indeed. You've got robot people. You've got robot window cleaners. All this tech was incredibly impressive. But I came here to see what DJI has to offer.
Right, over here I can see the DJI booth right over there. We're gonna check it out. Now there's gonna be a whole load of cool stuff here that you may or may not know about. We have obviously the drones, the action cameras, the gimbals. If I don't know about anything like the massive agricultural drones or the bikes, then we're gonna get Lewis to jump in and help us talk about it. So over here we do have the Ronin 4D. We're gonna start with that. It's basically a professional cinema camera, so something like the Red or an Arri, where it has a built-in gimbal, as you can see. If you're looking something at the top of the line when it comes to cinema production, this is it. Next to it, we're going to have DJI's microphone products. It's a wireless microphone, which I'm actually using right now. It is the DJI Mic 2. It's an absolutely fantastic product, and it comes in a tiny little box. You get two little mics, and you can basically film with two people on one camera. Next to it, we do have the DJI Osmo Mobile 6 right there, and it has an extendable selfie stick built in. So it's a pretty incredible little product. That doesn't actually cost that much because it's about $160, $170. And right next to it, we do have people using the DJI Pocket 3, which is no doubt one of DJI's most popular cameras right now. It is a tiny little gimbal, and it has crazy cinematic production quality, and a lot of people recently have been sticking them on their cars. In fact, I just saw a brand new product from Tilta, and that's going to allow you to handhold it and stick it on your car and get much more stabilization. If you follow me, we're going to go further in. So right here, DJI has a setup so you can basically you can film with any single camera you want and see what they look like. If we move on, we have DJI's brand new product for getting autofocus on manual lenses. So the DJI Focus Pro, which basically consists of a handle, a focus motor, and LiDAR. This product is fantastic. If you do use manual lenses and you're looking for autofocus, it's incredible because it focuses very, very quickly, even in complete darkness. Further on, we do have the DJI RS4 Pro, which is their top of the line gimbal, handheld. It's an absolutely fantastic product. It will keep any camera smooth no matter what you're doing. You can take off the actual battery, connect it to a car mount, and have it very low profile. Right over here, we have the whole lineup of my favorite things, so drones. And if I grab it, we have the brand new DJI Neo. Look at that. That is my hand, and that is the footprint it represents. Very small, and you don't even need a controller. This thing works just by pressing buttons, and it flies around you, does a droney, all that kind of stuff. And it might be similar to something like you've seen before, like the Hover Air, but this drone has got a lot of tricks up its sleeve, including using a lot of different controllers that DJI has and turning it into an FPV drone. So you can fly fully manual with that right there. Next one is one of my favorites. It's the Avata 2. I had a lot of problem with motion sickness with the original DJI FPV, but that one right there, the brand new glasses, the motion controller, I find absolutely fantastic to use, and I don't feel like puking up every 5 minutes anymore. If we walk further down, we're going to have the Mavic 3 Pro right here. So this is like the top of the line consumer cinema drone camera. It has 3 lenses. It's a very powerful, very, very powerful drone. In fact, if you're flying anywhere it's really windy, so like Iceland, for example, this drone would be your best bet. Next to it, we've got the DJI Air 3, which is a slightly smaller drone. It's more pocketable. And at the very end, we have one of my personal favorites. It is the DJI Mini 4 Pro. Now, the quality of the Mini 4 Pro is extremely surprising. And it is a really, really small drone that you can use in a lot of areas because it's under 250 grams, which is very important if you just want to fly around and, for a hobby. If we go to the end, we're going to find something which I actually really love, and it's the action camera. So follow me over there. Here is a little bit more space, and in fact, even here we have a line of people waiting to use the DJI Avata 2. So you can fly it through the little blue squares, hoops, diamonds, and see if you have the skills to be a FPV pilot. And with the motion controller, you really can, because it is the simplest way of flying. In fact, even though I do fly manual, I much prefer using the motion controller. It's absolutely incredible. So here we have the DJI Osmo Action Series. This is the Action 4. It is an absolutely fantastic camera with incredible dynamic range. In fact, it doesn't need to use HDR because the dynamic range is that good. And you can basically mount it anywhere. The stabilization is out of this world, and it has something called low light image enhancement, so you can use it after the lights go out and it will look really, really great. It has a ton of accessories. If we walk over here, you're going to see one of my favorite cameras ever in the world, which is the DJI Action 2. And I think it's one of my favorite because the form factor is so tiny. Basically, you get a camera, you get a screen, you connect them together or use them apart, and you can also get extra batteries. Definitely the Action series from DJI has a really warm place in my heart because they've done incredible things with this camera. Now, this is the DJI booth, and what we're going to do now is talk to Lewis about a few of the other products that I'm not maybe so knowledgeable about, so the bigger agricultural drones. We are here at the DJI booth, and I've asked Lewis to help me with a few of the more advanced products they have that I don't have too much knowledge on. And today we're going to be talking about the DJI Avanox and the AM Flow bikes, because it's a brand new product and it doesn't fly. So if Lewis could tell us a little bit more about that would be fantastic.
Yeah, it's very different from what we have released before. So this time it's not exactly a product, it's a system, which is a drive unit.
So this is the whole system. This is everything that's in the bike.
Exactly. We composed this system by the motor, controller, battery, and screen.
Okay.
That any a bike manufacturer can install on. In this case, for example, our e-mountain bikes. It could even be cargo bikes.
Okay.
So M-Flow is the first brand that decided to install our system. This is why we have it in display here.
And they're beautiful bikes, absolutely
stunning.
It was a good one to go with.
But probably next years you will see more bike manufacturers using our system. And I think it's really interesting because what we have done is to use all the knowledge from developing drones over the years, knowledge in terms of motors, batteries, sensors, computers, flight controllers, and then using it for ease.
Okay.
So, for example, we have different sensors that will send in real-time information to tell the system maybe you need to push more power to help the user to use the bicycle in
to get up a hill. Yeah.
For example.
Okay.
We have sensors not only here, but also in different parts of the bicycle.
Okay.
So the system knows, for example, when the bicycle is going down, going up, and then that sends more information to this, to push harder. You have an interface on the screen. You can move the screen up, down, left, right. You can change different settings. There is also an app where you can change more settings.
Okay.
So there is a lot of users customization that...
And we can update it, right?
Yeah.
Firmware updates.
Exactly. There's firmware updates that will come in the future. So it's something that maybe in this industry was not like that.
Sure.
And yeah, now we are putting our technology into this.
It's fantastic. And I see there are 2 different battery sizes.
Yep.
Are the motors in different strengths as well?
No, the motor is the same.
Okay.
But compared to other motors of the same category, it's lighter and
Okay.
it offers like more. It's more powerful
Okay.
than others.
Okay. Yeah,
So that's what like people likes about this bike.
they look fantastic. And you've ridden it?
Yeah, it's really fun to drive.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can imagine it. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
Now, behind this wall, we can see a massive drone, and that's an agriculture drone. If we can go around maybe this side where it's not
Sure.
too loud,
Sure.
maybe you can
Let's
tell
go.
us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so these are drones that people are not used to see. You know, they.
I've never seen it out in the wild. I've
I
never seen
know,
it being
it's
used.
so big, right?
And if I did see it, I'd probably be able to hear it from a long distance, right?
Yeah, so this is the Agras T50. So it's the biggest drone, the latest drone that we have released, and it's for agriculture, as you can imagine. So what you put inside is not like a payload, it's like a different kind of liquid that you might use for agriculture to spray it out.
So it runs on batteries,
Yes.
but we have a massive tank that we can put in different fluids for
Yeah. Up to
spraying.
40 or 50 liters of different fluids that you can
Okay,
put there.
wow, that's a lot. Okay.
That's a lot. And then this is the cargo drone, let's say.
Okay.
You can put up to 30 kilograms.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
well,
a lot.
that's a lot. So basically, we can put anything in there and get it to carry it to a different spot.
Right. And there is another accessory, like a motor that can takes like a cable. So this box can come down in case you need to deliver this to like a rescue team, for example, in
Wow.
the middle of the mountain.
That's incredible.
So, yep.
When it comes to these drones, they're specifically made. This one's specifically made for agriculture.
Yes, only for agriculture.
And these ones we can use for different, whatever we want to put into the
yes, for
say
example,
basket or the.
let's say in a scenario where you're a company that is building, you want to install some solar panels in a very remote location. So maybe the roads are not that great, you know, so it's just more efficient to have the team certain point, and then from this point to deliver the solar panels to the other location that is maybe in another mountain next to it.
Wow, that's absolutely fantastic.
So-
it's incredible.
Yeah.
So talking about these kind of drones, you also have drones for emergency services, yes?
Right, right.
Can we have a look at those?
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
So all this is like the what we say the enterprise
The
portfolio of DJI,
Sure.
which is divided as well into the agriculture,
Okay.
and this is like a new product line, and this is like the traditional, let's say, enterprise
Okay.
line. And in general, we have 2 scenarios to use this type of drones. One is for, like, as you say, rescue
Sure.
services. Like a scenario, like for example, let's say there is a person lost in the mountain.
Okay.
It's getting late in the night, and maybe you can use like a thermal camera to look for.
So right here we have thermals, right?
Yeah,
That's
so
pretty incredible.
obviously that's gonna help a lot these teams to find this person like easier and faster.
And every single one of these has the thermal camera, yes?
Not all of them.
No.
They are different for different situations.
Okay.
So for example, this drone is more like when you want to check onto some infrastructure to
So
see
power cables
power
or
cables.
buildings.
Yeah, to see.
Okay.
You want to have like a camera with a super good resolution because you want to check into very little details to see if there is anything that needs
Okay.
some maintenance or need to be replaced. You know, like in these situations, some little situation like this can
Okay.
cost a lot to some companies.
Okay, even a screw or a cable.
Yeah,
And
like
so that one has a massive, I can see, magnification right there.
right. Others have as well, like thermal cameras. For example, you want to check some pipes. Maybe you cannot see anything, but there might be some like gases or something
Okay.
that are cold or too hot. And with a thermal camera, you can see the difference. You can see that there is something wrong
Okay,
going there.
okay.
Yeah.
And you said they could also be used, say, for example, for farmers to check if there are animals in the field or...
Some countries, like for example Germany, some farmers are using this type of drones because they want to make sure there are no animals, you know, in between the crops.
Okay.
So they check with this drone, there is nothing, and then they use the tractors to, you know, like
It's
get,
fantastic.
get the food. Yeah.
So we have the agricultural lines, we have the bikes, we have the cinematic cameras that I've already showed you guys,
Yeah.
we have the Enterprise, and we also have DJI Power here. Can you tell us a little bit about this?
Right, right. So, we have experience like with batteries, so many drones, so we said why not to have as well like a power station.
Okay.
And the main highlight that I want to mention is like if you have a drone such as like Air 3, Mavic 3, any of these model, or as well like the enterprise drones, you have some features to quick charge these drones. So for example, you connect
So
here,
a special cable,
not this one, but for example this
we have
one.
a cigarette lighter cable, Mavic 3.
Mavic 3, so you just plug the battery and it charges the battery really quick. So maybe if you have Mavic 3 drone or other drones, you will see this like a big benefit for you.
Okay, and this comes in the 1000 watt and the 500 watt, that's correct.
Well, it's like half the size of this one. Just have it here.
And we also have a solar panel if you're out camping or
as well, exactly.
away if you want to stick it on your car roof, yes?
Exactly, maybe you are out for more than 3 days and you need to recharge them, then solar panel will be great.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Would you be able to tell us still a little bit about the Inspire 3 before we go?
Yeah, sure.
So when it comes to the Inspire 3 and say something like the Mavic 3 Pro, who are they made for? Like the Mavic 3 Pro and the Inspire 3, who would buy one or the other? Because this is a big drone, it's very expensive, and it's got a lot of pretty incredible features in it.
Right. So now that you're also mentioning like the most commercial drones, if we go to the really beginner ones, let's
like
say
the brand new Neo or the Mini 4 Pro.
Exactly. Like Neo will be like the one for like your first DJI drone, I would say. No, it's a drone that allows you to try so many things, like controlling with your hand, RC, smartphone, goggles, motion controller.
Fully manual FPV,
you can
that's
even
wild.
try to fly into FPV.
Sure.
So it's like, okay, I can try a little bit of everything, and maybe later you decide, no, I want to shoot something with higher image quality.
Okay.
So maybe you go into a Mini 4, no? Or you say, no, I really like FPV, then Avata 2.
I love the Avata 2.
And let's say after some time you say, oh, I'm really good at this. I can even start like doing my own YouTube channel. No, I want like higher image quality. Maybe the Air 3, it's like more suitable for you. Or you want to sell your footage, like stock
footage, these high quality,
footage, or you can even sell your footage to some clients.
Okay.
Then either the Air 3 or the Mavic 3 are good for you.
Sure.
It depends of what kind of client, what their requirements in terms of image quality. One of these drones will be good.
Okay.
Then the Inspire 3, it's also a drone in which maybe you need more people because you need someone to fly it and someone else to focus only on the focus, no?
Okay.
And it's usually...
So you can use 2 pilots?
You can have only one pilot.
Only one pilot?
Who is like really good at doing both.
Okay.
Flying and focusing.
Okay.
Or you can have 2 people. So, they split the job. Because in some of these projects, like maybe like more like a documentary, like a movie, there are so many things to take into consideration that they prefer to split the job, let's say.
So it's basically a higher end. It's less for the everyday consumer, but for, say, for a feature film.
Exactly, more for filmmakers who need the final footage to be in super high quality. It's a footage that has to be able to be used together with other footage of really professional cameras. And when the editors put this footage together, it needs to look as good as the other footage they are using from Red cameras or, I don't know, their other Blackmagic cameras.
Okay, just to be able to match it together.
Yeah, it also depends. Like maybe for simple projects, if they put like Mavic 3 footage, it's still good.
It is.
But maybe for a documentary that will be on Netflix, on something like that, then they will see some differences.
It also has the amazing waypoints that we saw in the trailer, which is mind-blowing.
Exactly, the waypoints is really amazing. Like you can repeat the movements of the drones in again and again, and maybe you have a sequence in which like this will make a shot that looks really amazing. No, like for example, you shoot the same scenario in spring, and then in summer, and then winter.
That
and then
looks beautiful.
The editor put everything together. It looks like a transition.
Yeah.
That shows something.
So
in the
basically,
movie,
it saves the waypoint, the GPS coordinates,
Yes.
and it can do it every single time.
every single time the same way, because in the end it's like a robot that is flying.
It's fantastic,
So it would
and it's
just-
8K, isn't it? So it's
And there are different features in the drone that allow you to be very precise of where the drone is and which altitude and where the camera is focusing,
Pointing, yeah.
exactly.
Wow.
That's what it's gonna make this footage to look amazing, because the editor just needs to do very simple cuts and transitions, and it will look very smooth.
it looks pretty incredible. But
Yeah.
you can interchange the lenses on it.
Yes,
Yes,
we have
so that's
different
a
lenses.
huge plus.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So that's the main reason why you will have Inspire.
Of course. Well, I would love one of those, maybe in the future. I don't think it's maybe a drone for an everyday YouTuber. In fact, I think one of my friends, Jake Sloan, he lives in Alaska, he bought one recently. He says it's absolutely incredible.
When you have the clients, when you have the projects,
And it's worth
it.
investing
Exactly.
in such a perfect drone.
Exactly. Even the investment is maybe you think in how many projects I can, pay this drone, and then it makes sense. If the client is willing to pay for, this kind
Sure.
of footage, then it makes sense.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, we've heard about everything that we need to hear right now, and I'm excited for the future of DJI. And Lewis, thanks for inviting me.
No,
Thanks
thank
for having
you
me
so
here.
much
It's
for
been absolutely
coming.
fantastic.
Yeah, I
Really,
know.
absolutely wonderful.
Not everyone has the chance to come to IFA.
Not everyone, but
But
I was
you're
lucky.
bringing IFA today, so
I am.
this
I'm
is
bringing.
amazing.
Yeah. So thank you.
Yep.
We did it. We did it. We did it. Right, so that is it for IFA. Thank you, DJI, so much for inviting me. Thank you for the absolutely fantastic bag. They're so nice. They gave one to Luke as well, for helping film that footage. So, yeah, gonna catch you on the next one.